So I do know who needs to hear this today. It's me. I need to hear this today. I'm sitting out here in the nature and I'm thinking about having a tender heart and being someone who comes from the heart. We all make mistakes sometimes, and I know I can be harsh and intense sometimes, like we can all be. But eventually, especially if I come to a place like this and allow it to soothe out my nervous system and bring me back to my real self of who I am as a person on this earth, I'm reminded of a really important thing that it can be really easy to forget when you're dealing with people and yourself and your traumas and your wounds and history and fears and all that. And here's the thing that keeps coming back to me over and over. Yes, it's important to have boundaries. Yes, it's important to go where you're treated well and not to be where you're not treated well. But everyone makes mistakes. We all do. And forgiveness is important too. And this is the thing that is really making a difference for me right now in this moment. It's that acting from a soft heart and acting from a place of trying to heal myself, others, build bridges where they are needing to be built because things have been destroyed is never wrong. It's never something to be ashamed of. It's never something to think you're weak because of. It might not always work. Today, I really humbled myself down to do something and to create a healing, and it was rejected. And part of me is like, oh, you're so stupid. Why did you do that? Why did you even try? You should know better. And then I think about who I really am, and I think, I don't regret it. I mean, I have a big heart, and I'm always willing to do what needs to be done to create beauty in the world, both in the actual world of physicality and in the emotional world, as a healer and as a lover and as someone who cares about living a happy life. Especially in the heat of the moment, we can say and do things that we regret later. And I feel that looking back at my life and all the adventures I've had, especially adventures in relationships, friendships, lovers, colleagues, family, all the things, sometimes I've regretted being too harsh. Sometimes I've regretted being too intense. Although at the time it feels really good to be like, this is my boundary. And if you can't respect my boundary, then you don't get access to me. And if there's abuse or something, that is true. Don't take this in. If you're being abused, just leave and find somebody else. But when it's stuff, just normal human stuff, because we all have pain and trauma and wounding and stuff. So when it's that kind of thing, forgiveness is okay. And when I think about my life's adventures of the heart, and I think back about the times where I was too soft or too loving or too gentle or too kind, I never end up regretting that in the long run. Maybe in the short term, where I'm like, oh, why am I such a pushover? Why do I care so much about people who maybe I shouldn't care about because they don't treat me well? But at the end of the day, I think the ones with soft hearts win. I think the ones who are willing to try to heal, I think we're what keeps the earth alive, and we're what the future can be built on. So please don't beat yourself up for having a soft heart. Don't beat yourself up for trying. Don't beat yourself up for showing up, especially if it's for people who really don't necessarily deserve you. And I know some of y'all will really get this. And it's okay if you're not in this camp. This message is not for everyone. If you know, you know. So just reminding you guys to be gentle on yourself, be gentle on each other. Try again as many times as you need to heal. And if you're rejected, like I just was, then there are probably better people out there for you. Ones who will treat you with kindness, ones who will treat you with care and love and consideration and patience and truth, and who'll come from their hearts, not from their egos about willpower battles and dominance and submission and all of that BS that we're convinced matters when it really doesn't. At the end of the day, at the end of this life, we'll look back and our love will matter. Our love will matter more than anything. So here's to making memories that we can be proud of. Sending you guys lots of love. And I hope you have a beautiful summer. And as one Reiki practitioner to you, I'm sending you a little extra juju so that you can attract people who will treat you really, really well and who will help you heal from things that maybe you don't talk about, that maybe you don't even know are in there till they get triggered at, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. And sooner or later, if we keep acting with love, it will be returned to us. Often the givers of the world find the takers of the world. I know that that's true for me. I've experienced, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, I'm such a giver and receiving's more difficult for me. And so I often manifest people who just want to take and take and take from me. And because of childhood wounds and past life wounds and stuff, that feels familiar to me. So maybe I'll let it go on a little longer than I should sometimes. That's true. It's a growth edge that I know I have. But I also know that I'm a good person and that I love deeply and that I love wholeheartedly. And I just love that love to come back from all around. And so do you. So don't stop loving. Keep loving. Take a rest when you need to. Go into cloister or hermit mode when you need to. And then come back out and be ready to love again, because I promise you there are people out there who are deserving of your love. There are people who are deserving of your friendship. There are people who are deserving of your compassion, of your company, of your care, of your healing, and of your attention. And you're also deserving of that from others. I love you guys. I hope this helped.